Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very honored and have the pleasure of having such a vast, knowledgeable panelist. Of course, Mr. Ivan, also from the US. It's nice that to have you with us. I hope that you all are hearing me, and I really am concerned about this Siang River, which we call Siang, but downstream it is known as the Brahmaputra, which flows into the Bangladesh. Brahmaputra or Siang or Sangpo in China is one of the longest rivers and one of the most fast flowing rivers. It comes from very high gorges, and then when it enters into Arunachal Pradesh, we have great five rapids, which even the people go and take a challenge. Controlling this river, especially in the summer, is very difficult. I have always raised this issue in Parliament or even outside the Parliament. Uh, since I think it must be about 2020, 2017, 18, then also it was there. But the main flood was in 2001. There was a very devastating flood, which gave a lot of, it was very devastating. And we lost a lot of lives, we lost a lot of cattle, land was destroyed and eroded. And even to this day, we are having this issue of erosion of the land. This, I think, is because of the dams that have been constructed in the upper regions of Tibet, now China. And because of that accumulation of silt in those dams, when they release it, it comes downstream and now it is causing this havoc here. As you must all know, of course, I won't give in details about the Yarlung Zangfo because there's so many rivers that join into it. Like there's small tributaries like Shapchu, Nayangchu, Rangchu, Yarlingchu, Shangchu, Kyushu. So all these rivers, and we also have these rivers like Yamna, we have Simang, we have Siam, we have. When all these rivers come down, then it makes this mighty Siang, and downstream it becomes the Brahmaputra. The Yarlung Zangfo was explored in the year, I think, 1884 to 86. That's the period when the explorers had seen that about this very famous river. Tibet was, of course, that time not under the occupation of China, because only after 1959, when His Holiness the Dalai Lama had come to India through Tawang, since then we have known about the Chinese existence. Before, we had trade relations with Tibet and our people, especially on the borders in right from Limikeng, Taksing, or in Tawang, or in Mechuka, or even in the northern part of our Siang. That is where the river enters into Arunachal Pradesh, that is Bising. This is the last village of Arunachal Pradesh. This is the last village from where the Chinese had intruded in Gailing, 1962 war, and even in Bising they have intruded just about 4 years back, in which I had to even raise this issue in Parliament also. So the Chinese are always up to their, their kind of occupation tactics, aggression tactics. So this river is going to give a very big threat to us. In the last flood that we had, when the water had turned completely black, must be about 2020 to 2017, 18. That's the period when the whole Siang River turned black. It destroyed all the flora, fauna. The marine life was completely destroyed. All the fishes were dead. Even the farmers or the fishermen had to face a lot of problems. They could not control the water. which was so brackish that we had to get teams the from Delhi or even from Bangalore. They came and visited, and they saw the condition of that river. So now the main issue is that what happens to the northern part of the Siang. The panelists, of course, will also explain, or you must be knowing more about it, because we don't know what is going on in China. The number of dams they are constructed. On the main tributaries, they have constructed about 4 dams, which are very big dams, which are affecting the downstream regions of Arunachal Pradesh and also Assam. But it is learned, or through hearsay we are learning, there are more than hundreds of dams which have been constructed in the small regions of the small tributaries of the Sangpo. So once these rivers are released at one go, it's like a water bomb. So it's a very big threat to us. Construction of dams, we will not object to that because it's their land. They have a right to that, to construct those dams, and they have the, when you have the potential of generating this power, I think we should also not object, because all the other small even countries like Bhutan also, they are completely dependent on that on the power generation. India and China, even in the during the Panchil discussion, they had about the McMahon line, that is along the boundaries. There were a lot of arrangements and a lot of agreements, but we have never come to agreement about the water issue, about the sharing of the waters. So we are now at a back foot. Arunachal Pradesh is a back foot because we cannot now say, because we have not constructed the dams, so we cannot say what China has to do about this recent construction of this dam. But only on a political level we can raise our voice, or on a diplomatic level we can raise our voice, because this dam which is going to come up, it is going to be a very big dam which will disappropriate the system out here in Arunachal Pradesh, or even in Assam, or even to Bangladesh. Because once this dam is constructed, the water flow will be contained there, and there are chances, like in the Global Times they had said, that they would divert this river through tunnels into the Xinjiang province, that is in the Yunnan province of China, in the southern, they call it the southern eastern part of China, where the big desert is there, and there they would like to divert this river. This is, I don't know what policy, because we have to approach the United States, we have to approach Russia, we have to approach Japan, even the neighboring countries, we have to approach and say that this kind of kind of dictatorship over the rivers of India cannot be considered, because there are a lot of rivers which flow into Arunachal Pradesh, and later it is termed as the Brahmaputra. Now we have the Kameng, we have the Subansiri, we have the Luhit, we have the Dibang. All these rivers, when they enter into through Arunachal and flows into the Assam, then it is termed as a Brahmaputra. So these issues we have to consider, we have to take up. I have raised this issue several times. So in all the discussions, I've always objected that China is, because this is a kind of policy, it will be a very big threat to Arunachal. Suppose they construct this dam and they release the water at a particular time, the amount of silt that will be brought, the amount of water, the volume of water, especially if it is released in summer, then most of the areas of Arunachal Pradesh will be inundated. Like in the 2001 flood, all the bridges, all the roads were all washed away. So there has to be kind of a study. Of course, the union government has said that we are sharing the knowledge of the water flow of between the Sangpo and the Siang or the Brahmaputra. But this will not suffice, because if there is an emergency, what are the yardsticks that we have to maintain? What is the amount of construction of the dams that they are making? We had also very ambitious projects. We had the 2,700 Lower Siang project. We had the medium project of 3,700 and the 6,000 project at Geku. Of course, there was some political reason or some persons from the local political regions. This could not be, it could not materialize. During the tenure of Uma Bharati, that time she was the Water Resources Minister, she had projected a massive dam of 10,000 megawatts. It would be a water dam. It would be a check dam, not like the run of the river. So this project, if it had come also, then we could have some kind of an bilateral, relation with China. We could talk to them or speak to them. But these things did not materialize, and that became a very big issue for us. And now we cannot claim what China is trying to do or what is going to do. But we can use, at least we can use the ideas, or we can use the assistance of all Russia or United States or France or Germany or Japan, all like-minded people, that the sharing of the water has to be, it has to be maintained. There has to be kind of an international agreement between us. So the pros and cons we can discuss later, or I can take it up in my question. I think I've taken enough time. But the main object of ours now is the construction of this mega dam, which is going to be constructed just about 50 kilometers from Gailing and Basing. This is going really a big threat to us, and I would like the union government and also the people who are abroad, outside of India also, that would support the cause of Arunachal Pradesh, and especially that of the people of Arunachal Pradesh and the downstream people living on this Siang belt, that they must raise their voice and say that, okay, this is enough, and the downstream people also have a right to live. And the flora, the fauna that is being destroyed, which has been affected, we don't want Arunachal Pradesh or the Assam or Bangladesh to become a desert. Because once the river is diverted, means even the height of the river, when it goes down, because it is coming from a tremendous height. So that is the reason that the water penetrates through the hills and they come out as other streams or rivulets or even as small rivers. But once this river is diverted, then the whole the water level will go down, and I don't think that we will have any kind of a river in future. So we don't want to become a desert, and I would request the central government to at least take an initiative to stop this dam. Otherwise, Arunachal Pradesh, we may even have to say that we will become a desert, and it will be very unfortunate for all of us. So I'll participate in the discussion later also, but I would like to hear from the others also what they wish to say. Thank you.